this episode, we go deeper than ever before into the world of beliefs and thoughts, consciousness and the ego. We finally begin to see through the magic trick that the subconscious plays on us. Finally, the mystery is solved. This will enable you to get unstuck, find freedom from your limitations, and boost your ability to achieve your dreams.
Welcome to the Subconscious Revealed, a brand new, fresh, and unprecedented exploration at the lives we live, where we peek into the engines that run the universe and humanity, and master the game of life. In this series, we see how the universe is actually designed as a game that spirit plays. It is called the Polarity Integration Game, and it is played throughout the universe since the beginning of the universe. You and I are only the latest installment of this game. You see this game at play in your life at every moment. You just may not have thought of it in that way. Think about it. Your life is full of polarities, dualities such as love or hate, good or bad, positive or negative, yin or yang, male or female, rich or poor, fat or thin, on or off, hungry or satisfied, all those gazillion other wonderful contrasts that fill every corner of our lives at every single moment. Polarity integration goes by many names, such as unconditional love, forgiveness, and dropping judgment. This video series is the missing manual that you'll wish your parents gave to you many years ago to save you all the fear, scarcities, troubles, and confusion that may have occupied your life. The past 8,000 years of humanity's history were relatively calm, but today's world is full of unprecedented chaotic changes in our economic and social structures, coupled with massive technological and spiritual advances. This missing manual could not have come at a better time. And now, you have it. Finally, let's examine what you shall discover in this missing manual. The game pieces, artifacts, and objects. Unravel the hidden magical quantum energy that the subconscious uses to create your reality 50 billion times per second. When you change your subconscious, your life changes precisely because of this energy. The game rules of interaction. Go deeper than ever before into the world of beliefs and thoughts, consciousness and the ego, and finally begin to see through the magic trick that the subconscious plays on us. The game player's hardware. Solve the mystery of how our body's energy system, emotions, and chakras really work to create our reality from our subconscious. The game player's software. Discover the multi-dimensional divine portion of your DNA and see how your Akashic and karmic engines have always driven your life. Discover the hidden kingdom of miraculous subconscious powers that resides within you. The game player's team. See the larger structure of your subconscious, which is bigger than we thought. It includes human consciousness, the innate, the higher self, our guides, the soul, and Gaia, the planet herself. The game center. Our planet Earth gives us our life support, the game's initial boundary conditions, and the arena for social gameplay. Uncover the hidden systems that make Earth a conscious entity called Gaia. See the systems that your subconscious plugs into in Gaia and how that enables you to literally change the world and vice versa. The game's current level challenges. Take a rare insider's glimpse into exactly why there is so much fear and scarcity on Earth, and exactly what you can do to convert Earth into an abundant, peaceful, ascended planet. The game centers myths and bugs. Burst some limiting beliefs that prevent you from accessing the true, magnificent extent and power of your subconscious by gaining a new understanding of humanity's history on this planet in an expanded way that will expand your appreciation of yourself and free you from several major belief level limitations. The game space. Deepen your mastery of your subconscious by investigating the design and purpose of our planet, our galaxy, and our universe, and hence your own life purpose. Explore how the polarity integration game of life works, and start to make sense of the crazy chaos we see in our personal lives and on the planet. The game's next level participants. Your subconscious is actually a unique piece of a jigsaw puzzle that is the entire universe. Explore the possibility that your subconscious is infinite and may have a universal and galactic origin and history that affects you today. Explore the next stage of humanity as an active participant in the greater cosmos. The next stage is coming soon. Who shall we find there? The game players are also its makers. Recognize your subconscious as part of source energy. Understand why you are pieces of and extensions of the Creator, and investigate how creation works and what it has to do with the polarity integration game. Discover how it can be that on this side of the veil you are human, but on the other side of the veil you are a multi-dimensional soul. The game's goal is to gain enlightenment and ascension by successfully bringing polarities and dualities together and integrating them, transcending them, otherwise known as forgiveness and unconditional love of yourself and others, the healing of the illusion of separation. This fresh new perspective of our lives can bring us an unprecedented level of clarity, mastery, meaning, and purpose to our lives. It will help you get unstuck. It will help you to see through the magic tricks that the subconscious plays on you. As Pythagoras of ancient Greece once said, "Know thyself, and ye shall know the universe and the gods." You'll be amazed how quickly your life will unfold once you begin unraveling what is inside you. I guarantee that you will not walk out of this video series the same way you came in. But first, a quick disclaimer. What you are about to watch is not a new religion, cult, or faith. We do not claim it is the only truth. Instead, it is the result of years of painstaking research into the nature of reality. It is a framework that will help you find your own truths, higher truths, that vastly and immensely liberate and empower you, that will help you drop limiting conditioning and beliefs. Welcome to the Missing Polarity Integration Game Manual. Will we win the game and enjoy an ascended, abundant, and peaceful planet with awesome personal lives? Or will we lose the game, destroy our planet, and make our personal lives harder? It is up to you and I. The clock is ticking.
Quite often, when most of us think about programming our subconscious, we do so Let us answer these questions, starting with the thoughts and thought forms. Thoughts and thought forms are concepts regarding reality. Just step back and look at any and all the thoughts that you typically have, and you will realize that they are all concepts regarding reality. Concepts regarding reality. That is a definition of a thought, or thought forms. That is a definition that we need to keep in mind going forward. Concepts regarding reality. Just to clarify further, a thought form is simply a collection of related thoughts, a combination of presuppositions, imagery, and vocabulary related to a concept regarding reality. Now, when a culture accepts a thought form as true, whether or not that thought form is accurate, that thought form becomes what you call consensus reality. Consensus reality is a thought form that a culture has accepted as true, whether or not it really is true. Here are a few examples of thought forms that have become consensus reality in some sections of modern societies. For example, it is better to be skinny than fat. We all know that one, don't we? Being a white-collar worker is better than being a handyman. Men don't cry. A woman needs a man to complete herself. Protestant is better than Catholic. Catholic is better than Protestant. White and rich is better than black and poor. A marriage must have only one man and one woman. If my eyesight is poor, I can only fix it with glasses, contact lenses, or surgery. If I am ill, only a doctor can diagnose and fix me. person in authority has more power than I do, and I should listen and obey them. Now, here are some more complex thought forms that have become consensus reality. These next ones are called archetypes. Archetypes are thought forms regarding human personality. Archetypes are massive and ancient energies in human consciousness that we can participate in collectively or individually and draw energy from. Hear that. We participate in archetypes and we even draw energy from archetypes. Okay? Because remember, thoughts are energy. We actually do tap into those energies. Now, here are some simple examples of archetypes. I'll start with the most common one. One of the most common ones that we are all familiar with at some level. That is the orphan archetype. The orphan's archetype's motto is that all men and women are created equal. Its core desire is to connect with others. Its goal is to belong. Its greatest fear is to be left out or to stand out from the crowd. Its strategy for survival and acceptance is to develop ordinary solid virtues. To be down to earth, to have the common touch. Its weakness is losing one's own self in an effort to blend in or for the sake of superficial relationships, for the sake of being accepted. Its talent lies in realism, empathy, and lack of pretense. And that is a summary of the thought form structure of the orphan archetype. Now, let me ask you this. I'm sure you either know of someone who is an orphan or someone who walks around with an orphan self-view or worldview even. Or you have at the very least seen to see that thoughts are rarely, if ever, truly private. They're not personal. They are energies that you tap into based on your vibration. When your vibration is in harmony with the vibration of a particular thought form, you start thinking the thoughts contained in that thought form. You see how that works? They are not your thoughts that you came up with. They are thoughts that you tapped into. Okay. Let's look at a few more archetypes just to get the hang of it. The regular guy or the regular girl, that's an archetype. The regular person, the regular guy or girl, is also known as the good old boy, the girl next door, the everyman, the realist, the working stiff, the solid citizen, the good neighbor, the silent majority. We all recognize this one so well. We recognize it so well that we won't even bother list its attributes here. So let's move on. Or ineffectual. Its strategy is to disrupt, to destroy, or to shock. Its weakness is to cross over to the dark side, crime. Its talent is outrageousness and radical freedom. The next one is the Joker. The motto is, you only live once. Its core desire is to live in the moment with full enjoyment. Its goal is to have a great time and lighten up the world. Its greatest fear is being bored. Death are also archetypes. Death, for example, comes complete with the expectation of sadness instead of celebration, caskets, black clothes, and so on. that are built into that archetype. From inception, from falling in love, all the way to getting engaged and so on, all the way to getting divorced. So don't take thoughts personally. You're simply tapping into collective thought forms of humanity and agreeing or disagreeing with them in your own way. Let's say that again. You are simply tapping into collective thought forms of humanity and either agreeing or disagreeing with them in your own way. Generally speaking, once a thought form is accepted by a certain number of people, it becomes a consensus reality. You might have heard of this idea expressed as the 100th monkey effect. Again, generally speaking, after a certain number of people have experienced a particular idea, it becomes available to all of humanity's collective consciousness. A quick example. If enough people get exposed to the materials that you're now learning in this video, let's say about 30 million people get exposed to these ideas, all of a sudden the whole planet starts to be sort of automatically and naturally exposed to that idea, whether or not they've gone through this course. That's how collective reality works. Now, each emotion and thought has its own electromagnetic reality that is completely unique to it. It is highly equipped to combine with certain other emotions and thoughts of similar intensity and context, and to produce physical objects and events that are in harmony to it. It is all about vibration, frequency. If you're not vibrationally tuned into a particular frequency, you will not only fail to experience the physical realities related to that frequency, but you will not even perceive the physical objects related to that frequency at all. In other words, the physical objects and experiences available to you can only be composed of what is vibrationally aligned to you and nothing else. And so, in this way, you are literally a transformer that unconsciously and automatically transforms highly sophisticated electromagnetic units into physical objects. That is to say, that each thought and emotion exists as an electromagnetic unit that has the potential to manifest as a physical event or object in your experience. Physical matter is quite literally condensed or frozen light, metaphorically speaking actually. And light, by the way, is information. And when we say light, don't just think of the visible light that comes off your light bulb. Think instead of an infinite electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light is actually a very tiny subset of this infinite spectrum of light. Now, to bring this point home, we read from Seth. I quote, "Physical objects are the result of another kind of expression. You create them as surely as you create words. I do not mean that you create them with your hands alone or through manufacture. I mean that objects are natural byproducts of the evolution of your species, even as words are. Examine for a moment your knowledge of your own speech. Though you hear the words and recognize their appropriateness, and though they may more or less approximate an expression of your feeling, they are not your feeling, and there must be a gap between your thought and your expression of it. The familiarity of speech begins to vanish when you realize that you, yourself, when you begin a sentence, do not know precisely how you will end it, or even how you form the words. You do not consciously know how you manipulate a staggering pyramid of symbols, picking from them precisely those you need to express a given thought. For that matter, you do not know how you think. You do not know how you translate these symbols upon this page into thoughts and then store them or make them your own. Since the mechanisms of normal speech are so little known to you on a conscious level, then it is not surprising that you're equally unaware of more complicated tasks that you also perform, such as the constant creation of your physical environment as a method of communication and expression. It is only from this viewpoint that the true nature of physical matter can be understood. It is only by comprehending the nature of this constant translation of thoughts and desires into the words now, but into physical objects, that you can realize your true independence from circumstance, from time, and from environment. Your entire physical environment comes as naturally out of your inner mind as words come out of your mouth, and that man forms physical objects as unself-consciously and as automatically as he forms his own breath. End quote.